Please go subscribe to the Rumble channel for Franchise Sports TV under the name FSTV22. Now, I'm using that Rumble channel for any purposes of me getting kicked off YouTube and also for more of my spicier joints. It's free as well. I have the freedom to say whatever I want to say as well. So go subscribe to FSTV22. That is Franchise Sports TV 22 on Rumble. What up, YouTube? Franchise Sports TV back again with another video and back again with another top 5 all-time players on each team and best player that ever played for that team. This time we're in Minnesota. Minnesota was founded in the Timberwolves was founded in 1989. Part of all those expansion teams that came in 1989, like the Magic, Charlotte Hornets, and Miami Heat. That's a lot of expansion teams. But the Timberwolves weren't the first team that played in Minnesota. As we all know, the Minneapolis Lakers played there from 1947 to 1960 before departing to LA. There was actually another team after that, actually. Part of the ABA franchise. I mean, ABA, the ABA Association or League Company, whatever. The Minnesota Muskies from 1967 to 1968. And then the Minnesota Pipers from 1968 to 1969. Timberwolves have worn throwback uniforms for those two previous teams. But anyways, I picked these players on these teams, what they did for the team, and also their standing by themselves in NBA history. So at the center position, I put Kevin Love. Kevin Love was known for his rebounding. Sucks. Well, I would say sucks for him, but most of Kevin Love's time with Minnesota, they didn't do anything. They was trash. He was drafted by them. Actually, he was drafted by the Memphis Grizzlies. I think that was part of that trade with O.J. Mayo. I think it could have been. But he was drafted by the Memphis Grizzlies, first round, 5th overall pick, but he was traded to Minnesota. Most of his All-Stars came with Minnesota, with the exception of 2 being in Cleveland. He's a 2-time NBA second team, most improved player as well, all NBA second rookie team, 3-point contest champion, and NBA rebounding leader as well. Kevin Love can score. Score down low. He can shoot the J. But most of his time, majority of his time in Minnesota, he was known for his rebounding. He had a league high in rebounding in 2010-11 season, 15.2, while averaging 20.2 points a game. Most of his time in Minnesota, all the way up until, let's say, his up until he left for, or he got traded to Cleveland, he averaged a double-double. Only his rookie season, he did not average a double-double, but he was close. 9.1 rebounds. Like I said, he didn't go anywhere. He never got to the playoffs with Minnesota. Got to the playoffs most of his time with Cleveland and now Miami as well. So, as you all know, he got his first ring with the Cleveland Cavaliers as well. What records did he break? I know he broke some records probably with the Minnesota. Let's see here. I think he part of the list of career 3-point scoring leaders as well, as far as annual rebounding leaders too. I'm trying to figure out what records did he break in Minnesota. I don't think he broke any records in Minnesota. But there's going to be there's a reason why he probably didn't break too many records in Minnesota, because the person we have next coming up is still holding some of the records for Minnesota Timberwolves history. And I don't know who's going to break it. Definitely ain't going to be Cat or freaking Rudy Gobert. But anyways, moving on. Try to make these things quick as well. I ain't trying to stay too long. I don't want a 20-minute video or a 27-minute video. But before I go in his rookie season, I will put this in here for Kevin Love. In his rookie season, he led all first years with 29 double-doubles, most by a Timberwolves rookie in franchise history. He ranked first in the league in offensive rebounding percentage, becoming the first rookie to lead the league since Hakeem Olajuwon in 1984-85. So you got to put that in. He also finished sixth in Rookie of the Year voting. You got to put that in there. And lucky, unfortunate for Al Jefferson, but fortunate for Kevin Love. Kevin Love got more time in his rookie year. But that's Kevin Love. Now, at the power forward position, we're going to do the other Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett, you think Timberwolves, you think Kevin Garnett. Well, some people might think Boston. I think Kevin Garnett, Minnesota. But anyways, he's drafted by Minnesota in 95, first round, 5th overall pick out of Farragut Academy in Chicago. Played for the Minnesota Timberwolves from 95 to 2007, and then came back to play his last year in 2015-16 season before retiring. As you all know, he spent most of his other years in Boston and Brooklyn. But he's not an NBA champion with Minnesota, but he did win MVP with Minnesota. He had a majority of his All-Stars. He is a 15-time All-Star. He was an NBA All-Star MVP, 4-time, 3-time NBA first team, actually 4-time in total, but 3-time first team with Minnesota, 3-time All-NBA second team with Minnesota, 2-time All-NBA third team with Minnesota. His Defensive Player of the Year award actually came with Boston. But he was a 9-time for All Defensive First Team, 5 of them with Minnesota. That's correct. The other 4 with... No, I take that back. Let's see here. It would be 2001. Wait a minute. Check the math on that. 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005. 6 defensive first teams with Minnesota. Sorry. 3-time all defensive second team. Twice with Minnesota in his last year as well. The other one was with Boston. 4-time NBA champion, all rebounder champion, I should say. 4-time NBA rebounder champion, all with the Timberwolves second team, rookie second team, part of the 75th anniversary. Kevin Garnett, when he was in his prime on Minnesota, he was outstanding. He was the leader of that team. He's what kept that team going. As we all know, he had that mid-range and turnaround jumper mid-range. He can attack the rim as well, and also defend as well. As you see here, let's see here. I'll go through his accolades real quick. But his first year, his rookie year, he averaged 10 points a game, but improved each year, going from 17 to 18 to 20 to 22, 22, 21, 23, 24 was his best year. Averages and blocks, points, and rebound, he averaged 24, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, because he also can pass too. 1.5 steal and 2.2 blocks. And that was the 2003-2004 season, the season they went to the Western Conference Finals against the Lakers. Played all 82 games that year too. He played 82 games, I think, a couple of times. Previous year, he actually averaged a career high in assists at 6.0. But most of his time in Minnesota, he did average a double-double until he went to Boston. Let's see here. Playoffs, quite similar. He had quite similar numbers in the playoffs as well. Let's see here. Only NBA player to reach at least 25,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, 5,000 assists, 1,500 steals, and 1,500 blocks. Only NBA player to achieve at least 20 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists per game for 6 consecutive seasons, all with Minnesota. Only player to average at least 20 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists per game for 9 consecutive seasons, all with Minnesota. Seasons leading the league in defensive rebounds, 5, all with Minnesota, but that was broken by Dwight Howard. seasons leading the league in defensive rebounds once again. 5 consecutive seasons, I should say, broken by Dwight Howard. First NBA player to win the NBA Player of the Month award 4 times in a single season with Minnesota, tied with LeBron. Actually, LeBron broke it. LeBron got it twice. Third player to lead his team to all 500 major statistics. Now he's joined a good company with this one. So he led in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks in the same season, all with the Timberwolves, the 2002-2003 season. He joins the good company of Dave Connors, who did it in 77-78, Scottie Pippen in 94-95, LeBron James in 08-09, Giannis did it in 2016-17, and Jokic did it in 2021-22 season. Tied for the most seasons played in NBA 21, tied with Robert Parrish, Kevin Willis, and Dirk Nowitzki. Got an Olympic gold medal while he was on Minnesota. Like I said, he was a MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, All-Star MVP as well. So it only makes sense to pick Kevin Garnett in there. Probably one of the best forwards of all time. At the small forward position, now Minnesota only been around since '89, right? And they've been mostly a transient type of team for players. So it ain't gonna be a lot of people most known for playing there, with the exception of Kevin Garnett or even Kevin Love. But at the small forward position, even though he played a small time there, is Jimmy Butler. He was traded in the offseason, 2017 offseason, to Minnesota for Zach LaVine and Chris Dunn, and the rights to Lauri Markkanen, who will be a 7th pick in the 2017 draft. He was part of that team that got the Minnesota to the playoffs for the first time since Kevin Garnett left. Actually, I didn't know he was injured like that. I didn't know he tore his meniscus during that time. Now I think, yeah, he tore his meniscus. I don't even remember that. He tore his meniscus right after the All-Star break in the 2017-18 season. I don't even remember that. But he returned back in April. But yeah, he got them to the playoffs when they played the Houston Rockets. They only won one game against the Houston Rockets. And that one game, in Game 3, he hit 4 3-pointers on 28 points in a 121-105 win. And then the next season during training camp, he wanted to get the hell up out of there. After he said he would not resign with the team in 2019 offseason. He didn't get traded out of there until 10 games or 13 games into it, the new season. But he did play when he got traded to the 76ers. Then, he played on the 76ers. Then went to Miami, which he's on now. Most of his times, 1.5 year in Minnesota, he averaged 22 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. And in his 10 games that he played with Minnesota before he traded, 21 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2.4 steals. Actually, his career high average in 10 games. During the playoffs, for Minnesota, in 5 games, averaged 15.8, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. Damn. I think that's his lowest. Since he's been, let's say, in his prime, that's been his lowest. No, maybe not. His lowest actually was 14.5. And that was in 2021 when they got swept by the Bucks. When Ben Forbes scored more points than him. So that who is at the shooting guard, small forward position, I should say. At the shooting guard position, one, Anthony Edwards. He deserves it. I think he will be the face of this team, as he's currently playing the World Cup right now. He is an all-star as of last year, rookie first team. Hopefully his career jumps off and becomes something special, because I think this kid might got it. He might have it in him. He just might have it. I know not too long ago, a week ago, everybody was mad at him for picking his top 5 all time, which included Kobe, Kevin Durant. I think it could have been Shaq, Jordan, Somebody else I can't think of at the top of my head. Maybe it could have been Tim Duncan. I forgot who it was. Or Magic. Somebody like that. But people was mad about that. So he recognized real. Since he's been in Minnesota, he averaged 19 in his first season in 72 games, 21 in 72 games, starting all 72 games as well. And then his career high and everything this past season, 24.6, 1.6 steals, 4.4 assists, and 5 rebounds, almost 6 rebounds. Shooting well from the field and 3-point as well. Big improvements there. And he played more games. Only missed 3 games. Playoffs, even better. 25 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. And then this past playoffs in 5 games, 31 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 1.8 steals, and 2 blocks. So his career's not done. He only played 3 seasons so far, but I think he deserves this. He's probably gonna be now one of their best players when it's all said and done. And at the point guard position is an OD, Sam Cassell, because not that many. You think about it, ain't that many point guards that played in Minnesota. Maybe Terrell Brandon, but Sam Cassell. The reason why I put Sam Cassell on this list because when he went to the Minnesota after leaving the Bucks, I think he got traded from the Bucks. Yeah, he was traded along with Irvin Johnson to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Joe Smith and Anthony Peeler in 2003 after the 2003 draft. Instantly, when he got there along with Latrell Sprewell and Kevin Garnett, they became a playoff hopeful and almost a couple games from getting to the finals. But they ran into that Shaq, Kobe, Karl Malone, Gary Payton, Kobe. I said Kobe there. I think I said Kobe. Lakers team. And he had it tough. I think they was the number 1 seed that year. It was the number 1 seed amongst the powerhouses, the Kings, Mavericks, Spurs, and Lakers. At a franchise best 58-24 record, Sam Cassell made a playoff debut with Timberwolves scoring the franchise playoff record 40 points in the first round against Denver. They won that series in 5. They played the Kings. He did the same thing with the Kings in the game 1. And then they played the Lakers, which I think he was injured for that. He had a back injury. It's probably one of the reasons why the Lakers were winning 6 games. They missed the playoffs the next season. And Cassell only played in 59 games. He was injured. And he did not like them firing Flip Saunders in midseason. Rest in peace to Flip Saunders. Also, he wanted that contract extension. But he only played 2 seasons, mainly 1.5 seasons before he was traded to the Clippers and got the Clippers to the playoffs, which is funny. Yeah. He got to play Clippers to the playoffs for the first time in so long. Let's see something. So the draft pick they got from Minnesota when they traded Sam Cassell was actually part of the Chris Paul trade. That's funny. But every team seems like Sam Cassell's been on, they improved. The Bucks improved big time when he got there. I think the Nets improved a little bit. I think they got to the playoffs, but they got swept by the Bulls. Not so much the Mavericks. Mavericks were during the 90s was a mess. I don't think the Suns made it there because he played for the Suns for half a season, but I didn't think they did anything. But Sam Cassell was most notably part of that Houston Rockets team, drafted in '93, first round, 24th overall pick, and he got 2 rings with the Houston Rockets with Hakeem Kenny Smith and Clyde Drexler as well. Drafted out of Florida State, and he would get another ring with the Boston Celtics in 08. He kind of got there late too. So I had to put Sam Cassell there. Sam Cassell used to move that ball around. He was somewhat of a playmaker, but he also used that 6'3" post up and do that turnaround jumper and make that ends. It was smooth. But for his time in Minnesota, averaging 19.8 points a game, 7 assists and 3 rebounds. In 59 games the next season, only averaged 13.5. 2.7 rebounds and 5 assists. He played 3 seasons with the Clippers. I didn't even know he played 3 seasons with the Clippers like that. Before he went to Boston, played 17 games with Boston. In the playoffs, he averaged 16 points. But his best playoff average actually came with the Clippers the next season, or 2 seasons later. But anyways, notables, Cat, Rudy Gobert, Terrell Brandon, Stephon Marbury, who was actually traded from the Bucks for Ray Allen, Malik Sealy, if you guys remember him. I think he was one of Kevin Garnett's good friends, but unfortunately perished in a terrible car crash in, I think, 2000, I think. So Malik Sealy, a shout out to him. Mike Conley, I guess now. D'Angelo Russell. All these people are playing on there now. Anthony Wiggins, at one point, he did play there. So just a few shout outs. Like I said, the best player who ever played for this team, Kevin Garnett. Case closed. So let me say the list again. Kevin Love, Kevin Garnett, Jimmy Butler, Anthony Edwards, and Sam Cassell. Tell me what you guys think.